Hello and welcome back, friends. If you're new around here, I'm Big Gata. If you came looking for the sharpest tennis bets, you're right where you belong. We are covering Los Cabos, Bostad, and Gustad, a hard court and two clay tournaments this week. We're covering round two. So make sure you pop into the comments and let me know what you'll be playing. And keep a lookout for the pin comment to see what I'll be playing as well. So if you do enjoy the analysis and the predictions, please make sure you like the video. If you want to get these picks as soon as they get uploaded, please subscribe. And if you are feeling generous and would like to donate for the wins, because we win often here, the link is in the pinned comment. With that being said, what we looking like today, guys? We looking like we took 2 days ago. We had a ticket. Finally, it hit. We took Misolic and Misolic money line, and we took Dzumhur to win a set. He ended up winning in straights, so boom, we took that. And then yesterday's ticket, we had a two leg. We had Yibing Wu and Camille Maifshuk. Couldn't do it for us, and we also had Alan Magadan. It was a risky play. Look, he was close to getting that first set in the tiebreak, but the heat conditions in Mexico right now had these guys sweating bullets. The first set was like an hour and 20 minutes. So um, he put up a fight to be almost ranked 1,000. I'm not mad that I went for that risk. So, I mean, it didn't hit, but it is what it is. We keep swinging. We hit more than we lose. So let's get back into that swing of things. Hitting more than we losing. So we can jump into round two. All right. First things first, we're going to go into Los Cabos because that is what's happening later on this evening. And the first match we have is going to be Fontan Halys going against Ficovich. Halys versus Ficovich. All right. So these two. Oh, goodness. Of course, I get ads. All right. So Halys is 10-6 on the hard course this year. Not too bad. And then we have Ficovich, who is 5-3 so far this year. He's a 47% win rate on the hard courts, going against Halys, who has got a 56% win rate so far. They haven't played. Well, Halys hasn't played on the hard courts since March. Lost to Musetti in 3 sets in Miami. But Ficovich just played in the first round, 6-3, 6-2. So he's played an official match more recently. Um, we're looking at who the favorites are. Most likely going to be Halys, I would assume. Minus 300, yeah. So he should get it done, but he hasn't played in a while. And you know how if you watch enough of the videos on this channel, you know I don't feel comfortable. Um, I kind of have like a habit of not betting on people or wanting to bet on people if it's their first time coming on a surface. Um, it's really hit or miss. You know, they could win or they could lose. So I would leave this match alone personally. I know Halys is supposed to get it done, but I can't say for sure how well he does it, given that he hasn't played on the hard courts yet this year. All right, next we have Nanda going against Denis Shapovalov. El Chapo for short. Told you guys, I'm a fan of the kid because he's a gritty player. Like, you don't know. I don't think I bet on him to lose. I said that he should. He shouldn't. Holden Smith should get that win, but Nanda beat him in straight sets. 6'4", 6'2". El Chapo has not played on the hard courts since he lost to Taylor Fritz in straight sets back in March in Miami. Nanda has, I want to say, he has played against Lerner Tien before. Played against Nasesh and Chris Eubanks back in the Challenger circuit. Yeah, he did play against Lerner Tien earlier this year. Only reason why I'm bringing this up is because he's going against Dennis, and Dennis is a lefty. So he lost 7-6, 6-1 to Lerner Tien, a lefty that was in pretty good form. So he got to a tiebreak with a lefty. Granted, this is a guy who doesn't have a lot of ATP wins. He's like still challenger level, right? I think he's good though. I think he can break into it. He's ranked 405. I think it stops here with El Chapo, but I wouldn't be surprised if he gets further. Don't be surprised if in the next video I'm like Govin Nanda is still here. If I end up saying that shit, just remember that I said it, I guess. But yeah, the money line is favoring El Chapo at minus 480. Do with that as you must. I will leave it alone. If anything, I will look at the spread. I don't have a spread up for it yet. Okay. So who we got next? We got Emilio Nava going against Bu Ichikete. And I watched the Bu match last night. He did not look great. I didn't see the Nava match either. But he won his match in straights, just like Bu did. He actually gave up one more game, but Bu was going against somebody that was ranked 921, and Nava was going against somebody that was ranked 90. So the fact that he beat somebody 33 level ranks above him, Nava, kind of shows that he's in pretty decent form on the hard courts, I would say. I don't think that Bu looked great in that match. I think they don't have here. They're not telling me on this site, but I'm gonna tell you how many unforced errors Bu had in that match, and you're gonna be like, "Bruh, what? How did Buddy not get a set? Because he's ranked 920, but he was close to getting one." Let me see. Okay. There were 37 unforced errors from Bu. Magadan had 42. Just 5 more. Just 5 more. And he's ranked 900 something. So if we're getting that many unforced errors from Bu, I can see Nava probably getting it done here. He ended his match with about 32 as well. Not too great. But 32 against someone that's ranked 90, I kind of take off at least a good 6. So 26 to 37 is what I'm looking at in my mind. So I kind of like Nava to get it done here. The money line, or if he is not the favorite, which I don't think he is. I think he's plus money. Yeah, he's plus money. I would take him on a game spread, maybe like plus 3.5. I don't think he gets beaten 6-4, 6-4 by Bu. That's what I'm more or less saying. Or 7-5, 7-5. I think if he does lose, he gets a set. At the very least. So I'm leaning more on Nava to win, but who was the favorite? He wasn't playing like he was the favorite last night, minus 1100, but still wasn't playing at a minus 1100 price level. So, um, I would like to look at the spread for that one. I'll go into that whenever the markets come up. All right, next we have Valdes and Kovacevic. We got Luis Carlos Alvarez going against Alexander Kovacevic. Alvarez is ranked 784. He's 3-2 in the hard courts. Going against Kovacevic, who is ranked 76. He's 8-5 on the hard courts. He's 25-19, and Alvarez is 6-4 this season. So, if this isn't going to be the most like gimme match ever, he's minus 700 to win. Him winning in straight sets might be, what is that, minus 200. Not even worth it at that point. We have to look at the spread more than likely. More than likely we'll have. And the spread is at 5.5. He gets beaten 6-3, 6-3. I don't know if it's going to be that crazy. That's plus 100 too. I don't know. Kova did look pretty good against James McCabe though, didn't he? 6-1, 6-2. He was coming out striking, boy. Whew. Oh wait, I'm sorry. That was Alvarez against James McCabe. He was coming out striking. Kovacevic dropped that set to Habib. 80 Habib. But he was still looking good. That was a really tough match for him, honestly. So I think the level that he had to play at already is showing that he's good. He's good to get rid of this guy. How many games he's given up is the one thing I don't know. Gotta do a deeper look into how Alvarez was playing against McCabe. I don't even know what that guy's style is, so I'll have to see. I would have to guess though. If he won the way he won on the hard courts against McCabe, I would say he probably was doing some baselining. It's like aggressive baselining, probably. Probably a ball striker. But this is the furthest I think we've seen this guy on the hard courts this year. No. In Puerto Vallarta. Challenger in, what was that, Mexico? He made it to the semis against Basavareddy and lost. Interesting. And he's 784, but he's playing against like top 100 players at this point in time. Well, at that point in time, Basavareddy was what, 113, 126 maybe. Anyway, I digress. I don't have much for that spread yet. I'll get a better look into it. But who do we have next? We have, oh sweet, we got Rublev going against Hernandez. Andrew Rublev going against Juan Alejandro Hernandez. Be their first head-to-head. Rublev is 5-5 on the hard course this year. He's 23-15 this season across all surfaces, but he's got a 65% win rate on the hard courts. Then we have Hernandez, who is 9-7 on the hard courts this year. 18 and 18 across all surfaces with a 52% win rate on the hard courts. Rublev has him by about 13%. This may be the most ultimate favorite so far. He was able to get the win over Taro Daniel, but it does not go much further than that. There's little to no money in him winning in straight sets, so I wouldn't take it. But we should, without a doubt, know that Rublev is going to win this match without much of a hitch. It will be his first match on the hard courts, so maybe there could be some early game shakiness if you wanted to take like a first set spread, maybe. For Hernandez, you know, plus 2.5 games in the spread in the first game, in the first set. I don't know, something like that. If that even exists. Nope. Rublev to win in straight sets is minus 1,000. So, good luck with that. It going under 3 sets is minus 900. It going to 3 sets is plus 500. The game spread is at 6.5. So, don't know about that one either. Maybe Rublev covers the spread. Why not? Why not? Because he's shaky, maybe. All right, let's see who we have next. We got Altmaier and Schoolkate. This will be their first head-to-head as well. Schoolkate, the Australian, and Altmaier, the German. 50 ranks apart. Altmaier being in the top 61. Tristan Schoolkate being ranked 110. They've both had at least one match back on the hard courts since coming back from the grass. Schoolkate won in 3 sets. Altmaier won in 2. They have the favorite at Altmaier at the moment. He's 6 and 8 on the hard courts. Schoolkate is 26 and 15. 50 ranks is a pretty big jump, and about 2 years ago, Altmaier was in the top 50. So the closest we've seen Schoolkate get to is 102. He has not broken 100 yet. I would put the edge on Altmaier winning the money line. He's minus 152, but Schoolkate has been playing very impressive. Him getting a set is not out the question. Not with him having a 26 and 15 record on the hard courts compared to the 6 and 8 from Altmaier. Granted, they're challenger level, but the level is there and the reps are in. So that's kind of more what I'm fancying there. But yeah, I don't think it could be a long match. I think there could be a lot of games in this one. See what the total is. Probably gonna be around 22 games. Yeah, 22.5. I think it can go over. I think it could be a little bit of a back and forth here. Or at the very least, we can get Schoolkate to cover the spread at maybe like plus 3.5. Available. Oh, the spread's at plus 2.5, so Altmaier winning by 3 games is plus money. Yeah, I don't know. I would take over the total over games 22.5 for that one. I don't know who actually gets it done. Altmaier should, but Schoolkate has caused some upsets already. So, all right, we got about 2 more left in this one. Then things are going to start getting a bit shorter. We have Adam Walton going against Nashesh Basavareddy. And man, I said in the last video we were going to have him as a parlay piece. We didn't even play him. I don't know why I glossed right over that. I wanted to play him honestly, but I thought that we had better value picks. Honestly, I would have had to put a parlay piece together with him and something else, and I just wasn't too confident on anything else for it to go with. So I just didn't feel like playing it by itself for minus 300, right? But anyway, kudos to Basavareddy for his win against Nicholas Mejia. 1-6-4-6-1, looking pretty good. Almost bageled him. We have Adam Walton. Has achieved the top 85 as of March this year, but he's dropped down to 97. Then we have Basavareddy. Broken the 100 in June. And then he jumped back down to 111 as of now. So these guys aren't far apart in ranking. Basavareddy is 10-5 on the hard courts this season. And then we have Walton, who is 25-14. One thing about Basavareddy is he has a really good return game, so I'm gonna give a good look at the history they've had, which has been in challengers over the past few years. Basavareddy has beaten them every time in straight sets. We see it. Do we think there's going to be a difference here? I don't think so. He's beaten them on the hard courts every time. The only thing that's going to be different is that it's the ATP level. He's minus 175. I like that. It might be a 3-setter, but fuck it. I think it will be a 3-setter, honestly. I think it will be Basavareddy 2-1. But I do like that match for today. That's something I might be putting some money on. We'll see. Then we have Duckworth, James Duckworth, going against Alejandro Davidovich Fokina. Head-to-head is 1-1 with these guys. They played each other earlier this year in Eastbourne. It went to a 3-setter, with Fokina being the winner, victor of that match. The last time they played before that was in 2019, so 6 years ago on the hard courts and Bangkok Challenger, and Duckworth won. So he does have his number, or he does at least have a win on him on the hard courts at some point in time. Duckworth is 10-8 this season. He's 33 years old from Australia. He's 10-8. And then we have Davidovich Fokina, who is 26 years old, and he's 13-7. 13-7 and 10-8. Duckworth. Davidovich Fokina has 28 wins and 16 losses this season across all surfaces. Duckworth has 22 wins and 20 losses. So not too great this season. Hard court percentage winning is literally both of them have 61%. So, looking at the fact that Manarino just got swept up in straight sets by Duckworth, and that was his first few reps on the hard courts, I would say that we'll probably get a bit of a struggle from Fokina getting reacquainted back with the hard courts. Could maybe see it going to a third set, but I think this one's a bit volatile, to be honest with you. But Fokina is the favorite, minus 380. So he is the favorite. I would go for him to win the match, honestly. I even though he hasn't played, but I'm not going to bet on him because he hasn't played on the hard courts yet. So, um, Duckworth for a set, maybe here. I mean, the last time they played each other, there was a third set, so it wasn't the grass. But plus 160, 165. Not too mad at that going to a third set. Let me know how you guys feel in the comments. But that will wrap up everything that we have going on in Los Cabos. So we can actually start poking at Bosta in Sweden. And we got quite a few matches. I think just about 3 or 4 for tomorrow. So, excuse me. Oh. All right. So we have Francisco Cerundolo going against Mariano Navone. And Navone has beaten him once before and took him 3 sets to do it, but it was last year in Bucharest. So wasn't too long ago. It was last April. Cerundolo is ranked 20 in the world. Navone is ranked 75. As far as their clay records go, they're very similar, not gonna lie, but the winning percentage is from Cerundolo with almost 70% winning rate, 69.72. He's 19-9 this season. Navone is 20-11. So just a win and 2 losses off. Not too far this season. So they're both playing well. I could see it being a long match. I could see this being a 3-setter as well, honestly. I can see it being a 3-setter. But I don't think it's the sports books are saying that these guys aren't playing each other. Hold on. What is this? Confusion. Fusion. Oh, it's a typo. Yeah, I was like, when does Francisco Cerundolo get into this shit? All right, so I guess it was a typo. This is supposed to be Juan Manuel. It's supposed to be Mom. Or is it? Hold on. Oh, Francisco Cerundolo is playing tomorrow. 5 a.m. Mariano Navone. Okay. So yeah, these guys have played each other once before. It was long. I like it being a long match. but I don't see it on the markets just yet. Only see his brother's match. So we'll keep on pushing. Sorry for that little hiccup. All right. So who do we have next? We have Hugo Gaston going against Demir Dzumhur. This will be their first head-to-head. Gaston got by in his last match. Won in straight sets, didn't look too terrible, but his streaky form has been a bit too iffy for me. I was a bit more confident with Demir Dzumhur coming onto the grass. Coming onto the clay just because he has already been in good clay form, getting out of it, right? His last 3 matches on the clay were outstanding performances. Tiago Tarante, Giovanni Perry Petricard, I'm sorry, and Petri Pericard he beat as well, and he took a set off of Carlos Alcaraz. So coming back onto the clay, I think the guy was snapped back into that form and doing him pretty well. I'm not mad at him beating Gaston. He's 17-13 this year. Gaston is 6-13. Same amount of wins. Same amount of losses. But an 11-win difference. So I like his odds. I very much do. See what he's priced at. Minus 135. Interesting. Do we take him for a set again then? Just to be safe? What do we think? I gotta see the Gaston match to be sure. That's what I'll say. I'll look at the Gaston highlights and see if we take the money line or not. But so far, I do like Basavareddy's money line, and I do like Dzumhur's money line as well. All right, let's move on. We got Misolic, who made it just barely got it for us. I'm thankful though. Got us right through. Beat Elmer Moeller in the first round in 3 sets, and he's going right up against Nuno Borges. This will be their first head-to-head. Nuno Borges has not touched the clay yet since being on the grass, so he will be going against the 34-9 record Filip Misolic. So far this season, he's only 9-8, but he does have a 66.5 win rate on the clay. He's 28 years old, ranked 35. The guy wins more than he loses, usually, unless he's playing on the grass. Everywhere, I mean, his career record is 323 and 169. Not bad. He's 26-21 this season. But as I said before, he's 9-8 on the clay. Going against somebody who is 34-9. So, will he be 35-9 or will he be 34-10 match? Hard for me to say with someone like Nuno Borges. He took Khachanov to 5 sets back in Wimbledon a few weeks ago. So Did lose to Popperin in straight sets and the French Open, but he did beat Casper Ruud. So, don't know what level you might get from that guy. He lost to Offner, but beat Mickelson. So, I'd stay away from that match. Honestly. Especially after we barely got that win from Misolic. We'll let him breathe and see if he sticks around for the next round. And we can pop into the last four matches, I'm sorry. Which will be taking place in Gstaad. First one will be Francisco Comesana going against Roberto Carballes. Baena. Forgive me. All right, so Francisco and Roberto, they've yet to play each other. An 8-year age difference between the Spaniard and the Argentinian. Comesana is 16-11 on the clay. RCB is 6-6. The last season he went 24-13. Comesana went 31-22. Comesana has a 64% win rate. RCB has a 62.5. Close. Yet to play each other. Both have gotten the match back on the clay. As far as form is looking, Comesana has not been playing the best. Looks like he has not been able to make it past like the third round, except for made it to the final and Orieras challenger on the clay. He went to the final against Elmer Moeller, but ever since then he couldn't get past the third round on the clay. Barely gets to the third round. He gets knocked out in the first round more like. So would be in form for him to lose within the next two matches. He is the favorite to win. Do I think he gets it done? I don't know who gets it done here, honestly, fellas. I'm not too sure who gets it done here. You guys let me know if you have any picks for that match. Okay, next we have the two boys from Kazakhstan. We got Shevchenko and Bublik, both named Alex. Head to head is 1-1 between them. They're playing up in the Swiss mountains, so the altitude will be a thing. Will be an element of their play style, which shouldn't be much of a problem for either of these guys. Bublik, I know for sure, doesn't have much of a problem with high altitude play. He's 15-6 this season. Shevchenko, as I said in the last video, he's 17-14. Beat Stan Wawrinka in straight sets. We haven't seen Bublik yet on the clay. We think he cares. Do we think he cares? He's the favorite to win. Shevchenko, I feel like is going to get a set. Shevchenko to win a set is like either even money or plus money. So I'm not mad at Shevchenko to get a set here. He is ranked 100, but he has gotten a set off of him before, and it wasn't that long ago, just a year ago. And it wasn't a bit of a tougher surface, but he plays better on the clay. Shevchenko is a 61% winner on the clay. Granted, he's at challenger level. He did go to Munich. He beat Kaboli, Hijikata. Went to Rome, beat Ficovich. So he's got a game. He can compete. He got to the second round in French Open. Lost to Ethan Quinn in 5 sets. I like him getting a set against Bublik. I like that. That in. This as well. It's hard to find these matches. It is a bit early. Getting this done a little bit early because I have work. Minus 450 for Bublik to get a. Oh, I'm sorry. Plus 1.5 for Shevchenko. It is minus 185 odds. It's not bad. A little parlay piece there. All right, and then we have 2 more left. We have Passaro and Kim. Not a lot on these guys. No head-to-head history. Both in the top 100s, 130s, 150s range. Both of them. Passaro is 24 and 13 this season, going 5 and 3 on the hard courts. Kim from Switzerland, so got the home court advantage, is 15 and 15 with a 13 and 9 record on the clay this season. So I'm sorry, Passaro. I said his hard court record. He's 19 and 9 on the clay. Passaro. Kim is 13 and 9. Somebody's going to have their 10th loss. Who's it going to be? Form-wise, it's looking like it's going to be Kim. It's looking like it's going to be Kim. Made it to the semis. Lost. Oh, he had to retire in the semis. Back in the Sassuolo Challenger. Got to the quarterfinals and Perugia Challenger. Quarterfinals, yeah, he gets to the quarters. He gets pretty far in the tournaments. Same with Kim. Quarterfinals, semis. This could be a long one, but I think my money's on Passaro to win it. Favor him more. If I had to pick between the two, I don't know too much about them, so if I had to pick, I'd pick Passaro, I think. But don't take a. Can't count out the people with the home court advantage always. You know, we've seen some weird stuff in Mexico, so. And then last but not least, we have Arthur Cazaux going against Thomas Etcheverry. And that will be our last one, I believe. Etcheverry has beaten Cazaux on the clay 2 times already before, over the past 2 years. Beat him in 4 sets in the French Open last year, and then straight sets in 2023, and a tie break 7-5. So if there's one thing to say, Etcheverry is going to win. By how much? How much? Only minus 210 to lose. I mean, to win. But Etcheverry is on a stinker right now. Since his loss in Hamburg on the clay, he's only won twice, and that was on the grass. But he's lost 7 times in between then. So, not in the best looking form. Cazaux did beat Basavareddy yesterday in 3 sets. In a 3rd set tiebreak, which is definitely showing something there from Cazaux. So, I don't mind Cazaux getting a set here. I don't see him coming against a guy who seemingly is not in great form. Lost in the first round of a challenger, even though Etcheverry is really good. you don't know the stats, Cazaux is 2-3 on the clay this season. Got a 51% win rate. And Etcheverry is 9-12. Bad season so far, but he's got a 65% win rate. So dip in form. Dip in form means we could see a set from Cazaux. But yeah, that is all we got. So make sure you guys tune in for the next video. For tomorrow, I will be off, so the video can come out at an appropriate time so you guys can play them appropriately. Make sure you guys check the pinned comment and like and subscribe to the video. Let me know what you're playing in the comments as well. You know, I'm always looking forward to that. All right, take care, guys. It is Big Gata, and good luck. Catch you in the next one.